rolled into 7 today. Already a confident group on defense. What does a win like this just do for you guys in terms of building that confidence even more?
Yeah, I would just say it just lets kind of the world know what we're capable of. We always knew how successful this defense could be and how well we could play if we just played together. So it just kind of all came on display today, and people were able to see that.
Rodney, just that pick. First question, was that your first ever interception? And second question, how did it feel?
Yes, and it felt great. You know, my teammates came running up to me. It's probably the best feeling in the world.
Sam, could you just take us through that touchdown play? Looked like you were just wide open on that third down.
Yeah, that's a play that we've ran quite a bit since even last year, and it's almost like we've never quite gotten the right look. And then it's kind of like the stars just aligned, and I kind of just was running wide open, and it felt like it took forever for the ball to get there, but I'm glad that it did. And then, Curtis, it seemed like today you were using your legs a lot more than recent memory. How important was that for your offense to keep drives alive?
Yeah, I think it was huge, and it was what we needed to do at some points. Their defense is, really good. They like to make us find windows or use our legs and extend plays, and we knew that going into it, and that's what we tried to do if the first couple things weren't open right away.
Also for Curtis, you seem to get more confident just as the game went on, especially passing the ball. How big is that headed into your max schedule starting next week?
Yeah, I mean it's huge. I felt like our offense has been beat up, at the beginning of the season, and now we're starting to get some legs back. And me personally, I felt like finally had a 2-game stretch of being able to play full games, and so like you said, it's very confidence building for sure. And so just hoping to use that momentum as well as the whole offense going into the MAC play.
Bryce, going into you're just so dominant. You're all over the field. 15 total tackles today. What does it mean to be the heart of that defense and just kind of lead by example?
It makes it a lot easier when I got guys like this, filling up gaps and doing stuff. And I would just say it's kind of just a collective unit type of thing. I understand that I've been making a lot of plays, but it's just kind of the way that the defense has been running, and a lot of stuff has been coming to me, and I've been fortunate to make the plays. But it's just all around. We've been playing really well.
Anyone can kind of answer this, but I think first Power 5 win for the program since 2017. You guys still haven't lost on the Frank. What does this kind of win just mean for the community in Athens as a whole for you guys?
Yeah, I would just say it's just a big win. I would say it's a huge win for the program. It's a huge win for the school and for Athens community, just to be able to have a camaraderie and have that love of still being undefeated on the Frank. And we take that personally still, and we're just really happy and we're excited to keep that going.
Bryce and Rodney, for the review, the run defense was fantastic. They really struggled to get anything going on the ground. What was the key to that for the entire game, I guess?
Yeah, I would just say always it just starts with the guys up front. Rodney, Vonnie, Rayon, those guys down there, Kwame, Sutton, those guys are just really the foundation of the defense. And I would say they always set the tone in the beginning of the trenches. And, it just makes us easier, and me and Key are able to scrape off of them. But it's always be able to stop the run. That's our first thing that we always have to be able to check off the list.
This is also a general question for anybody. You kind of mentioned that this win obviously didn't surprise you guys, but did it prove anything to you to kind of win in a gutsy performance? Or what did you learn from your team?
Yeah, I think it shows the growth of the team. Last year when we went there and we felt like we beat ourselves. They're definitely a great team and have always been, had a good defense and be able like that. But, we felt like we left out some things out there. And so we had this game circled for sure for a while and knew they were coming to our house. And so it just gives us confidence that we can play and beat anybody.
This goes for any of you guys. What are the emotions with the last couple minutes as they drain off the clock after that interception? Bryce saw you sprinting on the field, going nuts, getting the fans going. What are as those final seconds tick off the clock? What's kind of going through your mind? Of course, besides the excitement of the victory.
Yeah, me personally, I felt a little bit of a relief. It felt like the longest fourth quarter I've ever played. Once we took the lead, it was almost like you wanted the game to just end right there. And The defense kept stepping up. They just kept showing up. And I kept saying thank you to them because they seriously did. They just kept stepping up. So I felt that little bit of a relief. And then as everyone's running on the field, it's very exciting. It's a great feeling.
Well, thanks for being here. Very excited. I could not be more jubilant for our fans, this university, and Athens. It was electric out there. Unbelievable showing. Noon kickoff against a really great opponent. Both teams, I thought, defensively, going in, it was going to be like that. I really did. Nobody was panicked at halftime with the score, and the defensive effort kept us in it at halftime. A few adjustments. We were able to get enough things done on offense to get some points on the board, and I could not be happier with the team and how they won. Last week is about on the road and toughness and an environment and all the surroundings and all that. And then this week, with the teams being so similar, style of play, how they play defense, sound, tough. We asked them to raise the bar in a tight game when it's on the line. Who's going to be the smartest? Who's going to have the most discipline and do the things? And we finally got we got expectations and goals for the season and a plan how to get those. Turnovers, field position, and Ohio doesn't beat Ohio. And we finally, 4 games into it, got that done. Before I open up for questions, I'd like to obviously say about going for gold here today. It was a great turnout. My shirt, I've been here the whole time with all of them. Dr. Lynn Harder, Miss Angela, it's an unbelievable cause. I saw a lot of yellow and gold out there, and we really appreciate that. So with me saying that, I'll open up for questions.
All right, please introduce yourself before you ask your first question.
Eric Decker, the Athens Messenger coach. I asked you this earlier in the week. You had the tangible results with what you guys did to FAU now, and then now giving up 43 to Iowa State last year, coming and doing this today. What does it just build even more for the confidence of this team?
It's great headed into league play. We open up next week at Bowling Green on the road. We got a tremendous amount of momentum, and I'm going to say it, confidence, right? And so when you're playing that good a defense, you gotta call plays around what your strengths are. You saw us call plays last year on what our strength was early in the year, right? And so we're not a finished product, but I tell you, those guys are flying around the ball. They've got an enormous amount of confidence, and they're fun to watch.
Coach Aiden Crowley with WAB. Just walk me through clock hit 0. What's the emotions? What are you feeling? Just walk me through that environment and that celebration with your team.
Yeah, it's great. I'm just for the fans, and that's really where I've been doing this so long. I got this from Coach. There's a lot of things that I got from Coach. Some things I like, some things I don't like. But this the confidence. He knows he's a good coach. And I'm okay with the win. And ultimately, that's how you keep your job. I get it, but it's not the end all for me. We serve these guys as hearts, not their talents, and so that's really where I'm happy for these guys because they are bought in, and it's really special.
Bobby Keegan with the Post. So on a national scale, if people hadn't seen what this program has accomplished in the last year and a half now with this win, it's definitely going to bring some attention to the program. So how big do you just think this win is for the program as a whole? Again,
I probably need Monday morning. Ask me that Monday morning when I kind of let it soak in. Right now, we want to win them all. We don't, and we didn't. We prepared not any different for Iowa State than FAU. And last week we wanted to go on the road and win a game in a hostile environment. We did. This week we want to defend home field advantage. We did it, and we continue to find ways to win games. I told them after the first loss that hey, every game's going to be down to the wire, and basically that's where we are. So we got to keep learning, and I'm just so happy for the step that we took when it's on the line. We were almost mistake free. And I'm more excited about that because these guys, it was hostile last week now. and we fed off of it, and so we had to flip it here, and I just we're in a good spot. I can't wait to get to work get to work tomorrow.
Mitch Stacy, Associated Press. You said you knew it was going to be like this. What do you mean, low scoring, defensive struggle? Why did you think
Yeah, I mean, I said this earlier in the week. I mean, you can on film that they're Iowa State they have coach's personality. Matt, I mean, just how he is as a person, unbelievable integrity. His years at Toledo as a coordinator, me as a coordinator, and him becoming a head coach. I know him and what he's about in recruiting and how he operates, and so you just knew what their team's going to be like. And you can see it on film with just their sound on both sides of the ball. They got a good running back, a good running game. They're unbelievable on special teams and how they win ball games. I mean, the scores last year. I mean, they had one loss that was more than double digits, and that's coaching. And you got a plan and you recruit to it. And so I feel like we are built the same way. I don't know if my team takes on my personality. That's probably a big ask, but. I know how the formula as far as winning games, and the team that raised it just a little bit more with the untimely penalty or untimely turnover is probably going to have the best chance to win today. And they had the turnover. We got a touchdown out of it, and we didn't have any. So.
Coach, I think it's the first Power 5 win for the program since 2007.
16. KU, I think.
Sorry.
It's okay. Who's counting?
Yeah. Still undefeated, Frank. What does a win like this mean for just the Athens community in general and the environment today and everything?
I think it's great. It's a big recruiting weekend for all sports, and this is it's a win for Athens County, Athens, our community, surrounding community, and our fans. I mean, it was packed out there today, packed. And there were, both sides and loud for a noon kickoff, and it's just going to get bigger. If I would have went out there today and it was somehow more electric or louder, I would have been disappointed. And they didn't disappoint. It's just how it is here.
Ethan Sargent with WAB. Coach, your defense just flies around the field. Bryce Houston, 15 tackles. I mean, Rodney Matthews with the game-sealing pick. What can you just say about the effort they put in today, the preparation that they put in the week leading up, and then how they execute on the field today?
They believe, Coach Nowinski and the defensive staff. They're on year 2, and it took a while to get going last year, but we were, I can't say written off, but with the graduation that we lost last year, and with what was returning on offense, they kind of got, not a lot of attention going in. But we knew that they were going to be good, and you saw it in spring ball. So I'm just happy for those guys because they just turned off the noise, come to work every day, don't read the papers, and listen to their coaching staff, and they've gotten better each week. And we stay healthy. We're going to continue to raise the bar with those guys, and they're going to come to work, and we're going to push them, and they're going to work harder.
Curtis seemed really good today with both his arm and his legs. What did he show in practice this week leading up to the game, and what did you think of his performance today?
Gritty, tough. I mean, it's I know that our points and stuff is down or what compared to last year, and this is a tough unit to try to say, hey, we're going to get rolling, against these guys, and so we asked him to execute, and he did. He created when he had to create. Got out of some binds, had his eyes downfield, made some good throws, took care of the ball, checked it down. And Iowa State, they I don't want to say they live, but they wait for you to make a mistake. And we just didn't make one today. And it was a difference in the ball game. Now, I'm not taking anything away from the defense because it was an outstanding performance for basically 4 straight weeks. So, we've got a formula, TFO, and we're going to keep preaching it.
How important is it for you on a personal level to keep winning on this field, your home field, named after, obviously, the man who used to work for Frank Soldier?
Yeah. Coach was here today. His birthday was on Friday. He was at FAU as well, and it's the team. They want it, man. I mean, that's the driving force. I mean, they it's just the thing, and I think it's great. It's well deserved, and let's keep it going.
Coach, 5 yards on the ground last week against FAU. Iowa State only 38 on the ground this week. Just what has been clicking when it comes to the rush defense, from specifically on this side?
Yeah, the front seven. It takes all 11, but Key and Bryce and Key, everything goes through those guys. Nothing against the D linemen. I mean, they're selfless players. I mean, they're selfless players, and I mean, Key's after me in the third quarter, and then Bryce right at the end of the game, and the guys respond to those two. So it goes through them. I'm happy for them. So.
What did you think about Tyler Foster's just role on the offense today? He had a big one-handed catch. It was obviously his first game back from injury. How big is it to have him out there with the offense?
It was a big play on that drive, but he's been hobbled. He got injured, I think, the first or second play against San Diego State. I was in a boot, and he's worked his tail off to get here. He was going to be limited going in, but I think he got past the limited piece. He has in there quite a bit today. But he's a competitor. I'm happy for him. And he wanted to play last week, and he just wasn't quite ready. So having him and Will and Mason, Bryce Butler, we got a group there. So we need to expand on that package. Their weapons, they can run block and they can catch. So we should have a lot of fun trying to dial up some things to utilize their talents.
Aside from the points, obviously, in the second half, it just seemed like plays opened up a lot more for you guys. What kind of adjustments did you make on the offensive side of the ball for the second half?
We probably threw the kitchen sink at them play action wise in the first half, and man, we couldn't get what we normally get on play action. And that's what kind of how we live on our big plays. They did a great job on defense. That 3-3-5 scheme is very difficult. The three safeties, there's one guy coming down, but there's still two back there. All right, so we had a few designs, try to split them, and the one that we hit to Tyler Walton, we thought we had a 2-eye look, and they rolled it and closed it, but Curtis stepped right up and hit the big dig to Tyler in the middle of the field. Great execution, great protection, and we did just enough of that to get the field goal, which was really made it a 2-score game with 5 minutes to go, and enabled us to not panic. He'd like to get a first down there. We had to punt, but hey, I don't want to play second Monday morning quarterback just yet. I want to enjoy this one.
Coach, as you now non-conference play comes to a close, you got Bowling Green next week, as you mentioned earlier. How prepared do you feel this team is to head into MAC play?
You couldn't be more prepared as far as momentum, and we have not peeked ahead on Bowling Green, so it'll be the first time so I just know we're opening up. It's a MAC East team on the road, and we're gonna do our very best to prepare and play our best game, better than this one. That's our goal. One at a time. I want to celebrate this one for a few more hours, but we're gonna with our experience that we have on both sides of the ball, they'll get them right. They'll get them down to earth, and this coaching staff will come in here Monday morning like we lost it. The film sessions will be stern enough. They'll know coming out of those meetings.